Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/PettyRevenge. In today's episode, took my chocolate? Now you'll see. Stealing back PTO? Steal my phone? You're in for World of Hurt. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Took my chocolate? Now you'll see. This isn't actually my story. The protagonist is my 3-year-old, at the time, nephew, my uncle's grandson. Let's call him Leo. So, my dad was at his brother's house. They were chatting while Leo was enjoying a chocolate a few steps away from them. Without even asking him, my uncle steals a piece of chocolate from his grandson, eats it, and continues talking with my father carelessly. But my nephew had no plans of letting it go. My father sees he grabs a piece of chocolate and without emitting a sound he starts rubbing it between his hands. Accomplice of Leo's mischief, my dad, who thought my uncle did wrong, remained silent and watched his vengeance take place. Leo walked slowly to my uncle, who was wearing very nice, very white pants. When he was close enough, without saying a word, he put both his hands in my uncle's white pants, leaving 2 perfect chocolate hands. Just like some ancient rock art, but with chocolate. He then ran away, before my uncle understood what was going on. My dad noticed my uncle was bedazzled, so he said, "Well, you ate his chocolate without asking him. You deserved it." Stealing back PTO? Worked at a big cellular company a few years back as a software engineer, let's call them Horizon. I came through a contract, let's call my direct employer, Baiga. Baiga observed more holidays than Horizon, so per our contract we had to work those days for Horizon and then could use them towards PTO later. At the end of the year I had a 12-day trip planned that was a pretty big deal. I was ready to quit if my Horizon boss didn't approve, but he had no issues. I used all my saved up PTO, followed the instructions from Baiga's HR to get the codes for using those holiday days towards PTO so I don't have to take as many unpaid days. Horizon boss sends the confirmation that I did work those days. I forward to my Baiga manager for his confirmation as well so I can forward to HR. Baiga manager says assume you didn't work those days and we're good here. I was 22, it was my first big job, and people were easily replaceable. I was super pissed but too scared to tell HR. Fast forward to the next calendar year. Was taking a weekend trip for a family wedding and needed the Friday off. The procedure was to email the request to my Horizon boss and CC Baiga manager, then put the hours in the Baiga timesheet portal accordingly. I forgot to CC Baiga manager and figured if Horizon boss cared enough he'd CC him in his own response. He didn't notice and gave me the approval. So off I went on my trip without Baiga knowing I had taken the day off. Clocked the hours and let Baiga assume I worked those days. And did so for every other day I took off for the next year until I left Horizon. Got paid prorated for my saved up PTO by Baiga. Petty maybe isn't the word for the revenge, but revenge nonetheless. Steal my phone? You're in for World of Hurt. I'm gonna be short on the details and socially because the popo were involved and also I don't want to give too much inspiration for other people. Just tell me story. A thief stole my few weeks old practically brand new $1,000 phone. Police wouldn't help finding the phone. I managed to trace the phone despite it being turned off. Network engineer. Turned out it was already in a phone shop. Given new information, police agreed to try and help. After getting warrant to search the shop they found my phone and 10 more stolen phones. But they forced me to sign a waiver that I cannot sue the shop if I don't want my phone to be confiscated as evidence. So first step was to mess up the thief itself. I used questionable methods to get as much footage of him from the moment he lifted the phone and managed to trace him all the way to his car, which easily gave me his identity. He's locked behind bars now. Mind you, the police said there's nothing to be done. I had to do all the dirty work. Step 2. Punish the shop owner. I built a little device that is seemingly harmless, but can do all sort of tricks. All I needed is access to their network, which I got by going to the shop pretending to be a customer who wants to replace battery in same phone they stole. I thought it was poetic. And while distracting them, I planted said device in their shop. Waited a few days to check the damage. I burned, sparks and all, at least one PC completely, probably the register too, and if they're dumb enough, maybe their lab PC. I can't confirm lab PC because it's not visible to the public. Motherboard, CPU and RAM 100% deep fried. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.